All right. Thank you for coming. So our first CTO Insights of 2025. We had a great ending for 2024. I'm excited to have you all here. Thank you. See a lot of new faces and some that have been repeating. I'm very excited because we have a great guest today. I think that he comes from Spain. We have a little feature. Sometimes we have repetitive Igors present back to back in months, and then we have several speakers from Spain come back to back. So we're very fortunate for that to happen today. Today, our speaker is the CIO of Universidad of Navarra. What's interesting, he's versed in many industries, cybersecurity, health. He also has experience in startups. He's a co-founder. And I believe that through his presentation, he will tell you who he is and teach you and give you some knowledge, which is what we want today, right? So without further ado, I want to introduce Jesús Redrado.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan, for the kind presentation. I don't intend to position myself as an example for others, but I'm going to use my professional career and my journey of discovery and share with you what I have learned with how to build teams and the strategy I found interesting across this journey. Okay. At the first glance, my career is a kind of roller coaster because I have involved in different kind of industries, sectors, different kind of companies. I have spent time in the startup environments. I have spent time in the corporate environments. The corporate mainly in the University of Navarre, different kind of roles, but involved in the university, and startups, mainly in cybersecurity startups, but also in medical device areas. So at the first glance, it could be a little bit confusing, but you discover later that kind of experience. I am only to use my senior roles to deliver some insights. My first senior role was in the University of Navarre in the first stage, okay, no right now, several years ago. When I was younger, I was 30 at that time. And University of Navarre is a very well-known university in Spain. It's one of the top rankings even in Spain and even across Europe. It has a very comprehensive academic offering, but it's very strong of health in the health area. It's also a research university, what is not quite common in Spain among private universities. Private universities in Spain, at least, are more focused on teaching, not on research. But the University of Navarre is quite different. And also, it's very centered on provide a very student-focused approach, not only trying to deliver the best knowledge to the students, also to provide an integral education across ethics, also across the cultural environment. Don't forget the University of Navarre is a Catholic university, so the humanity areas are very involved in the integral education of the students. The presence of the university is mainly in Pamplona, in Madrid, and San Sebastian is a city in the north of Spain, and also through the School of Management, IESE, has presence all over the world, in New York, in Sao Paulo, in Munich, because the School of Management is also a very well-reputed school. The first time I was appointed as CIO, I have spent several years in the university, in the Education and Innovation Department, not focused on IT. And at that time, some projects went well, and someone decided to appoint me as a CIO with 30 years. At that time, the IT at the university was a very complex situation because there were three departments. One of them focused on the administrative application, one of them focused on teaching and researching and research application, and the third one focused on infrastructure and communication. Okay? All of them were different cultures, different type of people, different type of technologies. Everything was different within these departments. When I was just appointed, my boss gave me 3 pieces of advice that I would like to share with you because, and you will see that these advices have been important across my career. You will see across the presentation the influence of these advices. The first one was never lose your technical knowledge. The second one was learn to delegate but retain control over budget decisions. And the most surprising one for me at that moment was the third, was prepare your eventual replacement. Okay? We will go back over there. At this moment in the university, how to join this kind of 3 services in one. I use a strategy to merge the 3 organizations in one. We set up a common IT structure with a vertical division between application, infrastructure, and communication. This is not common right now, but at that time was a very easy strategy to merge the 3 departments with the IT board formed by the former directors of the 3 services who were older than me and with more expertise. So, it's a little bit complicated sometimes as a CIO. The main points, the main strategy was based on these 3 points: governance, culture, and my leadership style. Related to governance, we put a lot of effort in set up common processes, the foundation of to have these 3 departments had the same foundations, to set up a balanced scorecard common for the new department, a new service desk, a new job descriptions, everything. You need to set up the foundation of the departments and write the procedures, everything. But the most important one was to merge the culture. It was really different. That also aligned with the university values. This is interesting for me because in the university it's very difficult, not difficult, it's not convenient to fire people, okay? You need to take care of the people. As a manager, this is one of the more important KPIs, Sometimes even more important than the direct results of the projects or something like that. So you need to fit, in these kind of situations, we need to merge people and to find the best fit and between the redundancy between departments, for example. Okay. At that time, was very important to manage the conflicts and the disaffection and the uncertainty to the people because everybody was uncomfortable with the new situation. Nobody has a real position until we will able to merge effectively the departments. And also related to my leadership style, when you are a young leader, young CIO, everybody is challenging you. Okay, this is my experience. Okay, from the technical perspective, from the managerial perspectives, everybody tries to push you to the limit, and you need a very strong leadership at that time. Even if you are wrong, but you need to be strong and move forward. Also, I realized that it was really important to gain influence across the board, across the senior leadership of the university. In the university, the important decisions have been taken as a committee. Okay, there is no one person who made a decision. There is always a committee involved. So you need to spend a lot of time writing the right report because this is the key. This is the key to make the decision you need to do or to make the decision you want to do. You want to accomplish your goals. Also, I realized what important the presentations were. This is my first stage at the University of Navarre. At that time, I used to repeat this sentence to my team and to a lot of people. I study computer science. My work resolved around sales and psychology. Sales to the board and the leadership of the university, and psychology with my team. That was a good learning for me at that time. Well, when the different departments were merged and the goal was accomplished, I moved to another position, this time in the startup environment. Optenet was a startup company focused on cybersecurity, not so big, but not really small, 100 people. This was my second stage in Optenet also. This roller coaster, I have been in several kind of companies more than one time. 20 million revenue, more or less at that time. The main objective of Optenet was developing cybersecurity products to protect from the network. Okay, the products were closed switches, routers, this kind of things, and the software of Optenet was making content filtering, anti-phishing, antivirus, unified threat management, these kind of things. The main clients of Optenet were in Europe and Latin America, mainly telecommunications operators, okay, to provide services to several millions of people through our software. And at that time, Optenet was growing more or less 60% annually. The culture of Optenet was very engineering driven. Okay? The engineering was running the company. Just a little example, in the requirement process to R&D department, was my department, all the positions in the research and development department are required to pass a test, 4 hours programming C++ to solve a problem related to content filtering. Even a director needs to develop a real code in production, which were able to solve that problem. Okay. Of course, the benchmarks for the director and programmers was not exactly the same, but you need to accomplish a certain level. This is, for me, it was the first. It's the first time in my life I need to program C++ to join as a director, to be honest. In this culture, the Optenet organization was, the research and development organization were a kind of matrix with a global director, several R&D directors, and teams, usually divided by modules, the different modules of the solution, and by projects. And every research and development director were in charge of a group of people located in different countries also. We have offices in Spain, 2 locations in Spain, Mexico, and Dominican Republic. And attending this group of people. Okay. It's not, there are similar organizations even in a startup, but it's a complex organization. In the middle of that, I moved to Mexico with my family after spending some time in Madrid to set up things here. And at that time, my goal when I moved to Mexico were scale the team requirement, because to follow the growth of the company at that time, also to increase the performance and decrease the rotation we had in Mexico, and of course take care of the people. What kind of learnings I got in that situation? For me at that time was really important to provide context to the people, formally and informally, very, very important. In that kind of matrix organization, without a lot of procedures, you need to provide context and to spend a lot of time with your team, passing the information the information from Spain to Mexico, to the Dominican Republic, to one location, to the other, to one part of the team, to one project, right? That was the most important aspect. And also pay a lot of attention to cultural nuances between, for example, in Spain and Mexico. Even for Spanish people, Mexico is really different. The same word doesn't mean the same, even for Spanish people. So you need to pay a lot of attention to that in order to get the goals you want to accomplish. That was the most important thing for me at that time. I was using Skype a lot of time between different kind of locations and spending a lot of time talking with my teams. In a fast-paced environment that was obtained, sometimes the teams were expected to change very quickly from one project to the other. And it's the same. You need to spend a lot of time with your people, providing context to guarantee this kind of adaptation of your team. Because sometimes you are in this project. It was very important last week. Throw it away and move to the other. Okay? In this kind of situation, you need to explain it a lot in order to gain the confidence of your team. And also, in this kind of organization, very engineering driving, is very important, the leading by the technical knowledge, because your authority depends on that. Of course, you don't need to be the most expert in the room, but you need to know enough to navigate between people with very high technical skills. Okay, and you need to be ready for do that, because it was the teams in Optinet were expected to be like that, like the military forces with an R&D director jumping into the jungle and face every project to accomplish whatever goal. That was the Optinet experience in Mexico. After spending several years there, due to personal things, we moved to Spain again. I returned to the University of Navarre, but to the healthcare area of the university. The Clínica Universidad de Navarra belongs to the university. Okay, it's part of them. It's very close to the School of the Medicine, and it's very close to the center, to the research center we call CIMA. It's Center for Medical Applied Research. So this model is very unique, at least in Spain, because also in the private system, because in Spain the hospitals and the universities are different organizations, and it's not common to have a hospital inside the university. Also, this model is unique because the physicians have exclusive contracts with the university. They are not allowed to have private practice. Okay, only academic, research, and practice, but inside the university. What is very, very, very unique and very difficult sometimes. And the clinic, we had two sites, one in Pamplona and one in Madrid, and the cancer center, which is a kind of virtual organization between the Clinica and the CIMA, the research center. The Clinica tried to push a lot of technological innovation, proton therapy, immunotherapy, a lot of clinical trials, focus on cancer, and it's one of the best hospitals in terms of reputation in Spain. With this context, the context when I arrived to the Clinica was the following: a new CEO trying to push the digital services to the patients, and trying to push the evolution and the growth of the Clinica. And regarding to the IT, was destroyed. Okay? No new challenges, no strategy, no teams, no budget, no digital services, no ecosystem, nothing. Okay? It was a very different situation than the situation I related before. Okay, what can do in this situation? Can we do in this situation? That was the main focus of my strategy to to rebuild the department. Okay? A kind of staff triage and classify my team between supporters, neutral, and potential enemies, people reluctant to change. At that time, the strategy was completely different. My leadership style was a dictatorship because it was the only way to move forward and to set up a new organization. Trying to build a new ecosystem, new boutique ecosystem, that people really providers to be part of the change involving in your strategy. One of them, Tisner, is today here, and I appreciate you the help at that times in order to get the things done. Because sometimes the people you have in the moment is not able to make the projects and to accomplish the goals. Because sometimes don't have enough knowledge, sometimes for other reasons. I combine two kind of strategies: a short-term strategies to get a kind of quick wins related to digital patients, mainly to provide digital services to our patients, combined with a long-term modernization strategy, because at that time, the system of the Clinica was 3 million lines of Visual Basic 5 code. I mean, okay? The right version, Visual Basic 5. Okay. It was built in the 90s, and even we need to maintain the system because it's not only MRI, it was the list, the laboratory information system, it was all the departmental areas of the Clinica, all the administrative areas. It's like a mini Epic or like a mini Cerner in place, okay? My learnings on that time was, okay, dictatorship sometimes is necessary. Was a new style of leadership for me at that time. Other important learning for me was trying to learn the business. I mean, healthcare have a lot of barriers in terms of vocabulary, terminology. When you are in a conversation with a physician or a nurse, it's really, really important to be not at the same level of knowledge, of course, but yeah, you need at the same level of the conversation to understand the workflows, to understand what they are doing, what the kind of medical device is, what the test is for, this kind of things is very important. And you need to spend a lot of time trying to gain the knowledge about the business, even for the CIO. You are not a technical guy at that moment. And also, it's a complex environment, and you need to have a very good relationship with your peers and with the C-suite. To be honest, I was late in recognize this kind of learning, and I spent a lot of years focused on the delivery and trying to rebuild the department, and for me, it was born on my mistakes. It was late to do that. Well, after spending 12 years in the Clinica, after building a new hospital in Madrid, a new system, new digital services, my last years were trying to focus on innovation and to introduce new things. But sometimes it's difficult. Healthcare is a very operational environment, and it's 24 hours to hospital, everything running with a lot of pressure, and innovation is not easy from inside. That's the main reason why I co-founded Vitio. Vitio was a company focused on medical device and monitoring platform. We build software and hardware. Vitio, the main product of Vitio is a continuous monitoring device. It's a monitors continuing device. It's a bracelet. You can hear and monitor the temperature continuously, and also a telemonitoring platform. The device is integrated with the platform, but also the devices of all or the rest of the market, pulse oximeters, whatever device. As a co-founder, of course, it was a new challenge, different kind of problems. But for me, from the technical perspective, it was really challenging because were hardware involved. I am a software guy, and hardware, okay, I understand, but this is the first time I had to run anything developing embedded systems like the device. And also a very regulated environment, what is quite challenging. It was a short period in video, but for me at that time was in order to build a new team was I spent a lot of time creating a new vision from scratch, because when you create a new company and you incorporate people from external companies or whatever, it's very important to share that vision. Even sometimes the vision is moving because even you need to make adjustments related with that vision. Also set up engineering practice from scratch since the beginning, and to be very strict in terms of testing. This is a very important learning related to the regulation and the medical devices space. When you have a device and when you have to manufacture something, you don't want to make a recall. It's very costly. In the software, sometimes you can fix it, okay, and run it, but the hardware is really, really different. Okay, when Vitio developed the product and we were ready to have the first sales, Vitio is already running, trying to get clients. Yeah, the University of Navarre, call again to my door. It's like okay, the roller coaster I mentioned in my first slide. I was finishing my PhD at that time, so it was really convenient to return to the university. And this time, the situation is very different from the first time. I'm more focused on strategy to improve, not to rebuild, because the situation of the IT department is completely different, and also the engagement and the public exposure like this event. The context is we have a new VP who is really focused on digitalization and increase the performance and the delivery of the tasks of the university. At least the universities in Spain are not very digitalized. I don't know how it's here, but we use a lot of people to do administrative tasks. The excellence in this area is, we can improve a lot. So right now we are very focused to improve this aspect in the university. The organization of the IT department is okay, it's nice. There are a lot of teams with enough autonomy. We need to improve the transversal project. We need to improve our performance, because also in the universities, the performance is not the same like the other sectors. I mean, the healthcare is, you have more pressure, you have to deliver with quickly. It's not exactly the same as the university culture. So we need to improve that. But the tools are quite modern. Our systems mainly is not like the Clinica. It's based on software as a service. We have different kind of solutions, modern tools, but also we need to improve in the architecture of the systems. At that time, the strategy and the learnings are different, are more focused on improve the empathy between members of the team. Okay, it's quite good, but sometimes when you have teams, separate teams, your risk is that teams only focus on the area. Okay, they don't collaborate when the project is transversal, and the decisions are only based on the project. And in the long term, this is very dangerous. That's my focus right now. Also set up delivering practice, common delivering practice is the same. There are no transversal procedures. And in terms of the excellence of the delivery and how to improve that, my strategy right now is kind of mixing stick and carrot strategy. Okay, try to make incremental improvements. Okay, move the stick, okay, the carrot, okay, because you don't need to rebuild everything, and you need to take care of the people. What I mentioned before in the university was really important. Okay, to conclude, a little bit of takeaways and conclusion. Technical excellence, never judge your technical knowledge. A very important advice on my first job in university has been very important across all my roles. People first, build strong teams, is focus on the people and the situation you have. It's not, okay, I have my own idea. You need to see your people, what people you have in place, what is the culture, the structure, and to focus on understand your people and gain and get the value from them. People are more complex than computers, so you need to spend time trying to understand it. Okay. You need, of course, a strategic vision. You need to be strategic. Learn to delegate, but retain control over critical decisions. This is the second. That was the second advice of my former boss. Of course, my journey in Optenet in Mexico, the main learning for me was the cultural adaptation. It was really important to spend time with my team, trying to take care of them, trying to improve, trying to work on this kind of mental situations related to fast-paced environments and to improve this kind of adaptation. From the healthcare innovation, for me, the most important thing that there are always human beings involved, and the human beings' needs are the first. Okay, even when you are in video trying to build a new device, you don't have to forget that this is to take care of a person in a situation of vulnerability with an illness or whatever. And finally, connected with the third advice of my boss, remember, prepare your eventual requirements. I have tried to chart my own path and being ahead and move forward between different kind of positions. That when I am in one position, I always think, what's next? Because I know that whatever the situation may be, because I am tired, maybe it's end, whatever, maybe because I would like to learn everything. It's really important to be ready to move to the next one, whatever. And for me, it has been very important to always think about this is only a temporal position. This is not forever. Okay. To conclude, I have not talked about my early roles and learnings, but I used to use this to encourage junior members on my team. And I also would like to explain when you are a junior member on my team, my idea is to focus on learning and growth. I don't want you to be here if you don't learn enough, if you don't enjoy. Okay, I know it's very difficult to retain young people, but it doesn't matter. Maybe you can come back several years later. This is my experience, so I try to encourage them this idea. Learn as quickly as possible, take ownership, responsibilities, pursue the excellence, and go to looking fun experience. Thank you for Altia for the invitation to this CTO event, and of course all of you to attend it. Thank you. Okay, please.
I started my career in medical imaging software, and I learned that medical people, doctors, They're very resistant to technical innovations and changes. Did you face that? Did you work with that?
Yeah, my experience is the same. Is the same. It's very doctors are very really practical. I mean, it's not reluctant to technology. It's reluctant to experiment because they need immediate results. Okay, that's my experience. So sometimes you need to get early adopters. Is the only thing to find the proper roles. Okay, early adopters to take care of them uh, to give them what they need, and maybe the early adopters became an advocate to others. That was the strategy, because when you are not a doctor, the other doctor is not going to listen to you. You need to other doctor convince the other doctor, and that's my experience. Yes.
Okay, I have two questions. I would like to know if maybe in the process of scaling the company, did you think about give up in any moment? And what was the biggest risk that you faced, and how did you overcome it?
In Vitio or in Optenet, it was different. In Optenet, I was not a co-founder of the company. The biggest change was the requirement of the people in that kind of fast environment, because the, the, the things at that time were really fast, and the pressures were really high. I mean, the company tried to grow very quickly, and the strategy with the teams were to push them to pressure in the first few months, okay, maybe in the third 6 months maximum, in order to know if they are going to survive difficult projects, okay. So for me that was really challenging, because my style of leadership is quite different, and I would like to take care of the people and to try to coach them, try to give time, and at that time it was really different. You need to, the idea was break them in in the first projects, trying to push with a lot of pressure and see what happened. And it's like a health machine, okay? That was really difficult to get the right people, and they understand this kind of culture. This kind of strong culture was difficult in Mexico. In Vitio, the situation was different, because Vitio is based in Pamplona. Navarre is the state in the north of Spain, and it's very small. It's very small community. There are not enough people well trained and to develop a telemonitoring platform or to develop hardware. So for us, that was the main challenge. We were a local company. The main investor of the company thought that the talent, we need to improve the economy of the region and to improve the life of the people in the region, and it was very challenging to recruit the proper people in Vitio also.
So first of all, thank you so much. It was a great presentation, and I can speak for everyone. I know we all learned a lot. You mentioned at one point in your career taking on a role of dictator, right? Ruling with an iron fist, because that's what it called for. How would you describe your style today?
Today it's more like a coaching, like a coach. But a coach would take a stick and carrot, okay? Leave autonomy, but okay, at some point, this is the KPI, okay, you need to get the results. And I spend time trying to guide my teams, to push them to learn, okay? This is the thing I saw. This is the thing I would like you to learn. This is the courses, this is the objectives, this is the part of the carrot, okay? But be very strict in measure the KPI of the result, but with autonomy, providing autonomy, make your own decision, even sometimes weren't my decisions. Provide autonomy and to be very strict on how to get the KPI of the result.
So there are times where you have to get a little stricter.
Of course, yeah.
So I feel like startups and universities are almost two ends of the spectrum.
Of course, there are.
And I'm just curious which of those two environments you like the best and why.
I enjoyed a lot of the startup. A startup is more vibrant. You feel energy with a lot of energy. I enjoy the startup environment a lot. To be honest, I prefer to be in the startup environment, generally speaking. Okay. At that time, right now, my idea is to combine those. I have my small dose of a startup. I have the PhD also. I am involved in university. This makes me the right connection sometimes. This makes me to be involved in other kind of projects. And right now I enjoy this kind of combination. But to be honest, I have spent a lot of good times in the startup environment. Thank you.
While you're with the clinic, how long did it take to really see a big change where adoption of the new processes, adoption of the new tools?
Years.
How many years would you say?
Between 4 and 5. To be honest, it's not easy to make any change in the healthcare environment. You need to have good early adopters, have a lot of trying to gain influence, try to prove your results. It's not related with the technical expertise, it's related with the influence and the connection between the hospitals, in between the hospitals.
So when you moved from Spain to Mexico, this is more on a personal level, what was like the biggest adjustment you found that you had to make from living in Madrid or from Spain to Mexico City?
Really practical and ordinary life adjustment was the first. I moved with family, with my wife and my kids, so this is always a challenge, even with the language is the same. But there are also cultural aspects. For example, the Mexican people never say no. This kind of small things for us, we are considered rude for a Mexican. As a Spanish, we are considered rude because you get to the office and say, okay, do this, do that, okay, meeting in two minutes. These kind of things are rude for the Mexican people. And this kind of adjustment in your style, understand the meaning of no, they don't use no, but they are saying no with gestures, with the expression they use. So they are saying no, but you need to know how to understand what they are saying. That for me was really challenging.
One question regarding the health space. You said that one of the most challenging things is to make innovation because of the day-to-day use. But health industries is one of the industries that needs more innovation. So do you select to the C-level position that you need to make some changes and innovate in some way from your position as a CIO?
Yeah, the main difference in the healthcare space, the hospital, the Clínica Universidad de Navarra, is really focused on deliver care, the deliverance. And also the physicians are focused on innovation, but the innovation is really related with producing papers or producing whatever things to study cancer and how to cure, how to treat the patient. This area of innovation is covered by the physician. When I mean innovation using through technology. Okay, so the healthcare industry is a lot. There is a lot of innovation in healthcare, but the innovation really related with the treatment of the patient. But there is not a lot of innovation related with the technology in the healthcare space. Some other industries, even finance or even retail, from my perspective, are more innovative than the healthcare related to technology. So this is the difference for me. Regarding to the style of the CIO, the main change for me has been to set up a good team, to not be in charge of the operation on daily basis. This is the most important, to really focus on innovation and really to get the support of your boss, and to make the right, to share the same vision. Okay, my role, I'm going to spend time, for example, here right now with the public exposure, researching about artificial intelligence, and not, okay, don't call me about the computer is broken in your, okay, on your desk. No? You need to spend a lot of time trying to make the proper agreement, to have that time. For me, this is key.